Hello guys, welcome back to my channel HK Official. Yes, I'm there with you with the part 2 of single phase AC circuits, that is our unit number 3 in BEE. So I have covered AC through pure resistance, then AC through pure inductance and AC through pure capacitance in our part 1 video. In this video, I will be finalizing the unit and you will be very happy that you will be covering this unit number 3. I will try to put next units in one shot only. So here in this video, we are going to explore new topics and which topics are most important along with the numericals I am going to tell you. So let us go ahead without wasting our time and let us see what is there in it. So here I am going to share my handwritten notes only. So these notes will be very easier for you to understand and you will be getting the clear visualization that how you have to write your answer in advance. Okay. So the topic which we are going to see today after our AC through pure resistance, inductance and capacitance. Yes, this is very important topic. As I told you from part 1 video, your one question is fixed. Okay. Let them ask any 3 or 4 of the questions. You have to consider that the first part which I have told you along in that you have one question in your hand. Okay, so prepare well, and in that also I have told you which one is important. Inductive and capacitive are more important because resistance is easier one, so it is not asked frequently, but still as it is there in the topic and as an option you can learn it. Okay, so it is very simple. Just remember AC through pure resistance, inductance and capacitance, your one question is fixed. Now here the second part, we are going to start with series RL circuit. See here also I'll tell you in advance, series RL circuit and series RC circuit, these two topics are important in which any one can come. Okay, so if you understand one, that is if I'm explaining you here series RL circuit, don't worry, I'm going to explain you RC circuit also. So here if you understand one only now, that is enough for you to get the idea of the second one. Okay, or that RC circuit. So let us venture into our series RL circuit. So here also you have some points like I have told you in AC while explaining the AC circuits. So here also you have some points which you have to cover while explaining your answer in exam, whether they are mentioned in your question or not. Okay, so first is your circuit diagram, then we have phasor diagram, then we have voltage triangle. Don't worry, I am going to explain you everyone. Then impedance triangle, then waveform, which is important one, then power and power triangles. Okay, so this is the part which you have to cover in series RL circuits or series RC circuit. So which is the first point? It is circuit diagram. So in circuit diagram, see, as we are studying series RL circuit, so in circuit diagrams you can understand by the name itself that it will be considering RL, that is resistance, and what is L? Inductance. Yes. So what is this? A series RL circuit is a simple electrical circuit that consists of resistor and an inductor which is connected in series to an AC voltage source, which is represented by a sine wave symbol. Okay, till the time remember that we have to make a circuit diagram in which we have resistance and inductance connected in series. So in this circuit diagram you can see resistance and inductance are connected in series, right? Then we have made a circuit in which voltage is there, which that voltage is applied to the circuit and current is flowing in the circuit. See where I have written R, that is resistance, there you can see I have written VR, that is voltage across resistor. It is I into R. This is simple, that is our Ohm's law. Okay, remember this with respect to resistor. So voltage across the resistor is nothing but I into R, current into resistance. Then here remember where inductance I have made, I have written there voltage across inductance is equal to I into XL. What is I? Current. And what is XL? XL is inductive reactance. Okay, so this you have to remember. This comes in numericals also, this formula. So what students do, they write R in place of XL, as we are very familiar with Ohm's formula, right? So just remember, in case of inductance also and in case of capacitance also, you have to use I into XL, and in the case of capacitance you have to use I into XC, that is capacitive reactance. I hope you understand. So this is nothing but the circuit diagram. I hope you are very clear with it. Okay, so this is the first part which we have covered about series RL circuit. Then our second part is phasor diagram. See, this is the phasor diagram which I have drawn over here. See, first of all we will understand what is phasor diagram. A phasor diagram is a graphical representation that simplifies the analysis of AC circuit. In a series RL circuit, it shows relationship between the voltages. Like you can see here, VR I have mentioned, that is voltage across resistance, voltage across inductance, and then you can see the resultant voltage. See, the whole answer and the whole triangles which I am going to explain you further are related with this phasor diagram. See, remember my words. If you understand this phasor diagram now, you are going to draw each triangle which is there further, like voltage triangle, impedance triangle, power triangle. Okay, so just understand this phasor diagram, which is your short trick to remember the whole explanation, because people, they become confused between RL and RC circuit and between the whole triangles. They draw voltage in impedance, impedance in voltage, like these all things they do. So you don't have to do that mistake. In this phasor diagram, you have to first make VR on x-axis we can consider for just explanation. So what is VR here? VR is voltage across resistance, and to its 90 degree. In inductive circuit, we have learnt that in inductive circuit, voltage lags behind the current, right? Okay, so that is why we had made the angle 90 degree over here, and that is our voltage across inductance. Okay, I hope you are understanding till now. Then see, just make square lines above them. Okay, and wherever they meet, there you have to make the resultant voltage as I have made. Okay, then mark it as V, that is the total voltage of that circuit, and yes, this is your phasor diagram. Okay, again I'll explain you what is there on x-axis. Remember, VR, voltage across resistance, and towards its 90 degree it is voltage across inductance, and if we made the resultant of it, we have V. Okay, so that is our phasor diagram. Then we have our voltage triangle. See how they both are related. See, as you had made resultant, first of all, I will explain you what is voltage triangle. See, voltage triangle in series RL circuit, it displays relationship between supply voltage and the voltage across resistor and the voltage across the inductor. Then it represents that V is the vector sum of VR and VL following the Pythagorean theorem. If you have not understood it, see what I am explaining. I hope you are clear with phasor diagram. See, you can see the phasor diagram here also now. Now, what you have to do for drawing the voltage triangle? See, just take the reference of phasor diagram. As VR is on x-axis, take it and draw it on the x-axis. And you have to mention the formula of VR in voltage triangle, remember. So, what is VR? I have told you the formula of it is I into R. Now, see, what is VL in phasor diagram? See, it is 90 degree. Just take that 90 degree ray and put it over here on right side of the voltage triangle, which I have mentioned as VL. Okay, simply take it from phasor diagram and place it over here in voltage triangle, but on the right side of the ray. Okay, so that is VL, and mention its formula, that is I into XL. What is XL? Inductive reactance. Now see, what is the angle which is our resultant voltage making in phasor diagram. Just take it and place it over the hypotenuse of voltage triangle and mention it as V. Okay, this is your voltage triangle. Simple. Just with the reference of phasor diagram, you can very easily make this voltage triangle. Okay, just make VR on x-axis, then VL, which is towards the right, and there its hypotenuse is V, that is the supplied voltage. Okay, then as I told you the definition for voltage triangle, remember you don't have to write any definition and all. Just as I am showing you the answer, that is only which you have to write in your answer sheet. If such a question came, just draw this circuit diagram, then this phasor diagram, voltage triangle, and the things which I am going to tell you further. Okay, then this is the voltage triangle as we have made. Now according to Pythagoras theorem, what you have to take as hypotenuse V is there is equal to under root of VR square plus VL square. Okay, I don't think I have to explain Pythagoras theorem over here. So according to it, V is equal to under root of VR square plus VL square. Now we have the formula of VR, that is I into R, and VL, that is I into XL. Just put it over here as I have written here. V is equal to under root IR the whole square plus I into XL the whole square. Then what we can take? We can take I square common inside the square root only, and we can write r square plus xl the whole square, and this I square will come outside of the square root, and we will get v is equal to I under root r square plus xl the whole square. Now this under root r square plus xl the whole square, this is the formula for impedance, that is Z. So just substitute. I have written it in mod. You can write it as I into Z also. So your V will become I into Z, and this is your resultant voltage. I hope you understand. This was your voltage triangle part. Then the fourth point is impedance triangle. See, this is very simple. Yes, if you have understand this voltage triangle, the same construction, okay, the same construction you have to carry forward, but just what you have to replace, you have to replace the formulas. And what is the trick to replace the formula? You have to just write it in the form like you are dividing by I. Okay, that is, see, what was the formula here? This was the formula for V. As we have find out what is V, it is I into Z. Just write in the form like V is equal to IZ, right? Just divide it by I and you will get, or simply if you completely throughout divide the equation by I, you will get the thing which you have to write over here. See, this you will get, that is Z equal to V by I. So this you have to mention over there. Similarly, here in VL, what we have written VL is equal to I into XL. Divide the complete equation by I. What you will get? VL upon I is equal to XL. That is only you have to write over here. That is VL upon I is equal to XL. Similarly here, VR is equal to IR. That is only the thing, like divided throughout by I. You will get VR upon I, which is equal to R. That is only I have written over here. Similarly, write 90 degree and show the phase angle. Yes, your impedance triangle is completed. Okay, so this was the very simple construction. I told you, if you understand the phasor diagram, you are going to make the voltage triangle, and if you made voltage triangle correctly, then you are going to make impedance triangle very right. Okay, so now what you have to write in the formulas for this voltage triangle? Just you have to write cos phi and sin phi for it. So with the help of the diagram only, what is cos phi? Adjacent upon hypotenuse. That only. Here what is the adjacent? It is R upon hypotenuse, right? So see the diagram. What is cos phi? With respect to cos phi, you can make what is adjacent, it is R, and what is hypotenuse? Z. That is R by Z, and just write it in the form of R, which is equal to Z cos phi. Then also sin phi. Sin phi is opposite. What is opposite to phi? XL upon hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is Z. You will get sin phi is equal to XL upon Z, and just write it in the form of XL, which is equal to Z sin phi. Okay, then you can write in rectangular form. Just write Z is equal to R plus J XL ohm. Okay, R plus J XL. R we have find out with the help of cos phi, and XL we have find out with the help of sin phi. Just you have to write it in the form of impedance, and in polar form you can write it like this, and you can write the final as Z equal to under root of R square plus XL square. As we are making the impedance triangle, we have to mention the impedance formula also, and this also you can mention what is phi. With the help of this, Z equal to under root of R square plus XL square, you can write that phi will be equal to tan inverse XL upon R. Okay, so this was the explanation for impedance triangle. Then we have waveform. Yes, this is the favorite part of mine because it is very interesting to make waveforms. So here in this waveform, as we have studied in AC circuit, due to pure inductance, what was the waveform for it? That same waveform is written or drawn over here. Okay, so just if you have not seen my part 1 video, it is very essential for you all to see that video and then come to this part. Okay, so here you can see, I will explain you it again in short. What you can do, see, first of all you have to make x and y axis, and then what is constant? That is voltage. So voltage you have to make it as a sine wave that I have made, and as I told you that current wave is always smaller than the voltage wave, and in inductive, as we are studying about RL circuit, L is present, that is inductance is present. So in inductance, what is the current is lagging behind the voltage by pi by 2, that is 90 degree. So that only you have to make it lagging, and you can draw it like I have made in the dotted manner. Okay, then as what is the formula for power? It is V into I, voltage into current. So you can see in the first part till from 0 to pi by 2 you can take, your voltage is positive and current is negative. So what will it be? It will be P equal to positive into negative, maybe any value, it will come in negative. So your power will be in the negative form. Okay, that is in below. So you can draw it, and remember that power wave is always greater than current and voltage wave. Okay, similarly in second range you can see that from pi by 2 to pi, the voltage is also positive and current is also positive. So your power is in the positive one. And in third case you can see that current is positive and voltage is negative. So in this case again positive negative will give us negative answer. So again the power is in the negative. Okay, so this is the concept for waveform. Just if you have understood the inductive circuit waveform, the same you have to copy paste over here. Okay, then our last part is power and power triangle. So here very simple, as we have done before also, we had made the formulas for power in inductive, capacitive and resistive. Here also we have to do the same thing. First of all, what is the basic formula for power? It is V into I. What is V? Vm sin omega t into what is I? I am sin omega t minus phi. We have taken minus pi by 2 in AC circuit due to pure inductive. Okay, here you have to replace that pi by 2, as it is also the phase angle. Here we are taking the concept. So here we will write minus phi. So here this just take Vm Im on other side and sin omega t into sin omega t minus phi on the other side. Okay, then what you have to do? The same thing. You know the formula of 2 sin A sin B, that is cos A minus B minus cos A plus B. Okay, just multiply and divide for making this type of format, and you will get this as I have written on the second line, that P is equal to Vm Im upon 2 into 2 sin omega t into 2 sin omega t minus phi. Okay, then apply the formula for 2 sin A sin B. You will get Vm Im upon 2 as it is cos omega t minus omega t plus phi. Take A as omega t and take B as omega t minus phi. Okay, then remember to multiply the signs also. Okay, minus minus plus phi I have written over here. Then minus cos omega t plus omega t minus phi. So what you will get? Vm Im upon 2 cos phi minus cos 2 omega t minus phi. Okay, now just remove the fluctuating power component. I have explained you this in part number 1. So what you have to do? Just you have to take the average power, that is Vm Im upon 2 into cos phi. Just write 2 in the format of root 2. Root 2 you will get Vm upon root 2, that is the formula for Vrms. What is Vm? Maximum voltage. And what is Vrms? Vrms, it is the formula for, that is Vm upon root 2, maximum voltage upon root 2. Similarly for Irms, maximum current upon root 2 and cos phi as it is. Okay, so here you can write Vrms, Irms, cos phi, and as we can write Vrms and Irms in capital letters, so we can write the P average as Vi cos phi watt. So this is your power for RL circuit. Now the very important part is coming, that is your 3 definitions of power. See, anyone like for RL circuit or RC circuit comes, so after your power and power triangle you have to write this 3 definitions, or these 3 definitions can be asked to you for separately also for 3 marks. Okay, so this is very important. In this you have to mention the formula and you have to define it with the unit. Remember, this 3 are power, but all 3 have different units. Okay, so first of all we will see active power. We can call it as useful power, real power, true power, but for the simplicity we can consider it as active power. It is denoted by P. Remember, what is its formula? It is the same which we had derived for power of RL circuit. Okay, it is similar for all of them. So this is P is equal to Vi cos phi watt. Remember, this power, that is active power, its unit is watt. How you can explain it? It is the product of voltage. See, from the formula itself you can define it. It is the product of voltage and active component of current. Why active component? Because we have written Vi cos phi. So voltage we have taken as the product 1 and I into cos phi. This whole is called as active component of current. So what is the definition for active power? It is the product of voltage and active component of current. Okay, then it is related with the resistor. Only these 3 points. First, your formula P is equal to Vi cos phi watt. Second is you have to define it. It is the product of voltage and active component of current. Then third, you have to write that it is related with the resistor. I hope you are very clear with the active power. Then you have second one, that is reactive power. It is also called useless power or imaginary power. So what is it? See, it is denoted by Q. Remember, it is denoted by Q. Here for your understanding, I have written P, or you can write it as Q also. So what you can write its formula as in active power, you have P is equal to Vi cos phi. Just in reactive power, you have replaced cos phi with the sin phi, and you can write P as Q over here because denote reactive power with the Q. So you can write the formula as Q is equal to Vi sin phi. And what is the unit of it? Remember, as it is power, still you don't have to write watt. You have to use VAR, that is volt ampere reactance. This is the unit for reactive power. Okay, these things come in numerical also. That time also you have to mention the correct unit, otherwise your half marks will be deducted. Okay, so just remember this reactive power has unit VAR, or you can write kilo VAR or kilo volt ampere reactance. Okay, then what is it? It is related with capacitor or inductor. Our active power was related with the resistor. Our reactive power is related with the capacitor or inductor. Then it is the product. See the formula. It is the product of voltage, and here you will use the word reactive component. In active power, how we defined? We defined it is the product of voltage into active component of current. Here you have to define it as it is the product of voltage and reactive component of current. Okay, then its unit is VAR, volt ampere reactance, and it is called useless power as this power is not useful. Okay, so that was all for reactive power. Then apparent power, it is denoted by S. This is the third type of power. Remember, it is just the addition of active power and reactive power. So you can write simply S is equal to P plus Q, that is active power plus reactive power, and just you have to add their formulas. Simple, that is S is equal to Vi cos phi, which is our active power, plus Vi sin phi, which is our reactive power. Now remember this step. In this step you have to square root and square inside the bracket. Okay, for its simplicity you will get under root of Vi cos phi the whole square plus Vi sin phi the whole square. It remains the same, and you will write here V into I square you will take as common, and what will be sin square phi plus cos square phi? It will become 1. So you will get finally square root, square will get cancelled out, and you will get S is equal to V into I. So the formula for apparent power is simple, V into I, and remember its unit is volt ampere. Okay, you can denote it as VA or kilovolt ampere. Okay, so what was the unit for reactive power? It was VAR, volt ampere reactance, but here it is only volt ampere. Okay, it is the product of RMS value of voltage and current. Simply you can define it as the product of RMS value of voltage and current. So I hope you understand what is the three powers, that is active power, reactive power and apparent power. Now you have to write the power factor. Okay, this we are going towards the end of this derivation. Okay, just write cos phi. What is cos phi? Power factor. It is nothing but active power upon apparent power. See, I have pointed your mistake. What people do, they write active power upon reactive power. Okay, but remember there is not reactive power in denominator. You have to write active power upon apparent power. That is the correct form of power factor. We can write it as cos phi. And what is the formula for active power? Vi cos phi upon apparent power is Vi. So Vi will get cancelled and you will get cos phi. That is nothing but a power factor, and power factor varies in between -1 to 1. We have learnt this in our basic standards, and this is the last triangle which we have to make, that is power triangle. It is very simple and it is applied to all of the circuits. Okay, so just you have to make this type of right angled triangle. The base is your active power, your 90-degree ray is your reactive power, that is Q, and your hypotenuse is your apparent power. Okay, simple. This was your power triangle. Okay, so this is all about the series RL circuit. We will revise it very quickly. Okay, so just remember what all things you have to cover in the explanation. First of all, we have circuit diagram. In this series RL circuit, the name suggests what we have to make. We have to make resistance and inductance in series. Okay, then remember this formula: VR is equal to IR and VL is equal to IXL. Okay, then we have this phasor diagram. Remember, VR is on x-axis, then VL is on y-axis, 90-degree to VR, and their resultant is the V, that is supplied voltage. And with the help of this phasor diagram only, we can make our voltage triangle, that is VR. You have to write just the formula: VR is equal to IR and VL is equal to IXL, and the resultant is the supplied voltage V. Mention 90-degree and your phase angle. Then with the help of Pythagoras theorem, you can write V is equal to under root of VR square plus VL square. By putting all the values, at last you will get V is equal to IZ, that is the resultant voltage. And in impedance triangle, just you have to carry forward this diagram only of voltage triangle in impedance triangle, but you have to write the formula just in the form of divided by I. Okay, simple. That formula only you have to divide by I and you have to write here. Then you have to write about cos phi and sin phi component of it, and from that you can make out the equation for R, which is equal to Z cos phi, and XL, which is equal to Z sin phi. And then you can write the rectangular and polar form for it. Okay, then this waveform is very similar, and you can say that it is exactly the same as of the AC circuit due to pure inductance. Okay, that waveform you have to draw here. And then power and power triangle is the part in which you have to derive the power equation. From this you can derive the power equation like this, and you will get P average, which is equal to VI cos phi. And from here you have to derive active power, reactive power, and apparent power. Okay, this full question can make you give 7 to 8 marks. Okay, so that's why you have to write this much. Otherwise, if time is not there and the question is of not that much marks, you can skip this definition part. Okay, you can just derive the power equation and you can draw the power triangle. Okay, so here what is active power? P is equal to VI cos phi, and it is what? Its unit is watt. Then what is Q? That is reactive power. VI sin phi, its unit is VAR or kilo VAR. Then apparent power, which is denoted by S, it is just the addition of active power and reactive power, which we got V into I, that is a product of RMS value of voltage and current, and its unit is V into A, that is volt ampere. You can write this power factor, that is active power upon apparent power, which will get cos phi, and this is, it varies in between -1 to 1, and this is a simple power triangle in which you have to mention active, reactive, and apparent power. So this was all about the RL circuit. Okay, now if you understand this one, your capacitive, or you can say R series RC circuit is ready. Let us go ahead and let us see. So before going to series RC circuit, I will like to explain you a numerical on series RL circuit. So this is again a PYQ, that is from December 22 only, last year, which this numerical is for 8 marks. Okay, this was asked for 8 marks. Remember, here 4 things are asked, so each point is for 2 marks. So let us see what is the question. A coil of 100 millihenry is connected in series, that is what we have given. Now here millihenry is there, henry is the unit, so we can understand. Every time it will not write that it is inductance or inductor, you have to make out from the unit. Here millihenry is given or any henry is given, that time you have to consider that it is talking about inductance. So here you can write in given L is equal to 100 into 10 raised to -3 henry, that is millihenry. Okay, it is connected in series with 25 ohm resistance, that means again resistance is given and voltage is given, that is 230 volt, 50 hertz supply. Now here frequency is given. What we have to find? Inductive reactance and impedance, then current through circuit, voltage drop across each element, and reactive power. Okay, so very simple, it is just the game of your formulas. The first, it is asked about inductive reactance. We all know what is inductive reactance. It is XL. Its formula is omega L. Then what is omega? It is 2 pi F. Okay, so here you can write 2 pi F into L. So here what is frequency given to us? It is 50. Just in your calculator put 2 into pi into 50 into L, which is our inductance, which is given to us 100 into 10 raised to minus 3, and you will get finally what is your inductive reactance? 31.415 ohms. Remember, your inductive reactance and capacitive reactance are in ohm. Okay. Then they have told us to find out impedance, that is Z. So we have the formula for Z, which is equal to under root of R square plus XL square. Remember to use this formula only while you are working on series RL circuit. So here what is R given to us? It is 25 the whole square, and XL we have found out, that is 31.415 ohm. Okay, that is its square we will take, and finally we will get 40.148 ohms. Okay, you can practice this numericals and you can check that this answers are correct or not, and they are coming correct in your calculator. Okay, then the second is current through circuit. Now how we can write? Here see, I have again point out mistake which the students do. I is equal to V by R, that is from V is equal to IR, Ohm's law. We all know that basic formula, but we forgot that we are writing or we are making the current for R into L, that is RL circuit, right? We are drawing it for RL circuit. So here we will not use only resistance. So it must contain the both, that is resistance and inductive reactance. So that is nothing but Z. This is again a new formula which you have to note. I is equal to V by Z. Okay, this is the formula which you have to use. Otherwise the half public, they write I is equal to V by R and they get it wrong. So what you can write? V is given to us, that is 230, and what is Z which we have find out, that is 40 into 40.148. You will get the answer, that is 5.728 ampere. Third, they have told us to find out voltage drop across each element. Now here we are talking about series RL circuit. So what all are the elements here? Only two elements, that is resistance and inductance. So the voltage across resistance and voltage across inductance you have to find out. Okay, just you have to understand the language of question and you will get your answer. See, what is VR? We all know. In case of VR you have to use the formula I into R, and in case of VL you have to use the formula as I into XL, and just by putting the values, as we all know what is current and resistance in this case, we will get 143.22 volt as the voltage across resistance, and voltage across inductance is nothing but 179.94 volt. Okay, then the last question which was asked to us is, it was reactive power. So here you have to remember that formula here. So what is Q? Q is equal to the reactive power, which is VI sin phi. Remember its unit is VAR, volt ampere reactance. So here you have to first find out sin phi. So as we all know V into I, but we don't know what is sin phi. So in impedance triangle I have explained you how you have to remove cos phi and sin phi. So with the help of that only, what is the sin phi formula? XL upon Z, and just by putting all values you will get 0.7824 degree. Put it in the equation of reactive power and you will get 1030.76 volt ampere reactance, which is your reactive power. Okay. This was your last year PYQ for this numerical on series RL circuit, which was for 8 marks. Okay, practice this numerical till the time you don't learn the formulas. Okay, let us go ahead. Now we have series RC circuit. Now you will getting this very simple. See, just you have to replace inductance by capacitance over here, and the whole circuit diagram is the same, and just replace the formula VC is equal to I into XC. Okay, I don't think so I have to explain much now. Okay, so here resistance and capacitance you have to show in the series. Then we have phasor diagram. Now remember, in capacitor you have to make all the phasor, voltage and impedance triangle opposite, or you can say in the negative form as compared to the inductance. Okay, so here you have to make in the negative y axis, that is VC. So what is there on x axis? VR, that is voltage across resistance. Why we are doing so? Because in capacitor what is there? current is leading the voltage, right? So here this will be the phasor diagram below, and you have to mention VC over here and its resultant will be V, okay, and you have to mention 90 degree. Then by the reference of this phasor diagram only you can draw the voltage triangle. See, VR is there upside, you can write here, and you have to mention the formula VR is equal to IR. Now take this VC which is on the left side in phasor diagram on the right side in the voltage triangle, and you can draw it like this, and you have to mention VC is equal to I into XC, similar to VL is equal to I into XL. And then this which is the resultant over here, you have to make it here hypotenuse, that is V, and now you don't have to derive it, it is I into Z we have derived, okay. Now here you can make out, like here I have written, just here also you have to use the Pythagoras theorem, and you have to write V is equal to under root of VR square plus VC square. What is VR square? I into R the whole square, and what is VC? I into XC the whole square. I have skipped one step and I have taken I square common and written R square plus XC square in the square brackets. And what is, now see, this I will come outside of the square root, and what is V by I have told you what is V by I, it is Z, okay. Now only we have used this formula in numerical, so you have to just replace it by Z, and we got impedance which is equal to under root of R square plus XC square. Only this much you have to write in your voltage triangle, and then for impedance triangle same technique, you have to write the equation in the division format of current. So you have to just divide the whole equation, these equations which I have shown you in the voltage triangle with I, and you will get this like, okay, like this. And just you have to, what you have to write over here, I will let you know. See, what is Z? Z is equal to V by I, and here in this equation, as V is equal to Vm sin omega t and I is equal to Im sin omega t plus phi, you can see in the equation of V there is no phi, that means there is no phase change, so you will take 0 degree over here because there is no phase change, okay. Then you can see in I, that is current equation, phi is present, that means phase change is there, so here you can divide it by I, phase change with phi, okay. You can write it like a Z minus phi, okay. This is your equation, or you can just write the impedance formula, that is Z is equal to under root of R square plus XC square, okay. This much is also enough, just write phi is equal to tan inverse. Now remember, here you have minus XC upon R, okay. So this was all about your impedance triangle, and here also see, remember this waveform also you have to make, and this is again the same as of the capacitive circuit. So in my part 1 video I have explained this part, so that only diagram you have to take and you have to write or draw over here, okay. So that is capacitive circuit diagram. Then the same power of RC circuit, both the power of RC and RL circuit are same, just minus and plus is differed, and afterwards we will consider it as the fluctuating power component, so that will be getting 0, so we will get the final output as VI cos phi watt over here also, okay. So you can consider this, and you can see throughout what you have to do, just you have to write Vm sin omega t into Im sin omega t plus phi. In inductive case we have written minus phi, just replace it, and by using the same formula 2 sin A into sin B, just do the same thing which I have done in the last series RL circuit, okay. Then consider that right side part as fluctuating power component, and you will get P average as Vrms Irms cos phi, that is Vi cos phi watt. And similarly this is your power triangle. What is this? Similarly as you have made the impedance triangle, now same you have to make your power triangle, just on the upper side P will be there, now Q will be on the right side, and your hypotenuse will be S. And if you have time in your exam and that question is for 8 marks or 7 marks, you have to write the definition of active, reactive and apparent power also, okay. Okay, that is expected, okay. That is only much for your RC circuit, series RC circuit, okay. The same thing you have to refer, circuit diagram, phasor diagram, voltage triangle, impedance triangle, then the waveform, then power of RC circuit, and then power triangle, okay. This much only you have to write in your RL and RC circuit. Then we will see one numerical again on this RC circuit. Let us see a series circuit having resistance of 5 ohm and capacitance of 150 microfarad as is connected to single phase 200 volt 50 Hz AC supply. Calculate capacitive reactance, impedance, current drawn by circuit, power factor, active power and reactive power. So this question was asked for 6 marks. Each point will carry 1 1 marks. Okay, so now here what is given? Resistance, capacitance, voltage and frequency is given to us. Now what is the first one? Capacitive reactance, that is Xc. What is the formula for Xc? 1 upon omega c. Okay, simple basic formulas you have to remember. And what is omega? 2 pi f. Just write 1 upon 2 pi fc, and just by substituting you will get 2 pi into 50 into what is c? 150 into 10 raised to minus 6 farad, and you will get Xc as 21.22 ohms. Then the second equation, we have to find impedance. So here you have to use this formula as under root of r square plus Xc the whole square. We have r as 5 and Xc we have found out, that is 21.22. We will get 21.81 over here. This is your impedance. Then we have current. We have to find out current. That here again I will focus you on the formula. You use I is equal to V by R over here. See, don't use R as we are studying RC circuit now. So RC circuit doesn't contain only resistance, it contains capacitance also. So that time you have to use this Z, that is impedance, in place of R. So this will become your formula now, and you will, by just substituting the values, you will get 9.170 ampere. Then you have to remove cos phi. What is cos phi? It is the power factor. See, I have written the first method and second method. This method is correct, don't refer it as wrong. What is cos phi? It is R by Z, that is resistance upon impedance. This is your one formula. By putting the values you will get 0.23. And the second method is that you have to first remove phi from this formula, tan inverse minus Xc upon R. Just consider it as positive only, and you will get cos phi as 0.23. Okay, this is also the second method, but I prefer you this first method, that is R by Z. It is simple, just by one division you will get the answer. Then fifth, they have told us to find out active power. What is the formula for active power? P is equal to VI cos phi, product of voltage and active component of current, right? Putting the values you will get 421.82 watts, remember. Then the last, they have asked us to find out reactive power, that is Q, which is equal to VI sin phi, and here you have to use sign, and as if you have removed phi it will be negative, but you have to use positive over here, that will be 76.74, and you can derive Q, that is reactive power, as 1785.10, and remember here the unit is VAR, that is volt ampere reactance. So this was your numerical, in which we covered 6 points. So here I can say that we have learnt more 6 formulas. So these formulas only are asked, and you can prefer this one and you can write it in your exams. Okay, now let us go ahead. Now we have series RLC circuit. Okay, now we have studied what? Series RL and series RC circuit separately. From those two, one was compulsory, and this is from this, and resonance circuit, which is the further topic. From these two topics, one is compulsory. Okay, so this is also again the important topic, that is series RLC circuit. Again I will tell you, it is very simple. Here you have to just consider 3 cases I have written in the right corner. First is XL greater than Xc, second XL less than Xc, and third XL equal to Xc. Okay, so the first thing you have to draw the circuit diagram, and as it is series RLC circuit, you have to draw resistance, inductance and capacitance in the series, and you have to mention the formula, apply the voltage and show current flowing in it. Okay, simple. Now you can make these circuit diagrams by your own also. Remember these formulas of VR, VL and VC to write correctly. Then the first case you have to start with, that is XL greater than Xc. Now as XL, that is inductive reactance, and Xc is capacitive reactance. So as these are greater, we can conclude that VL is greater than VC. That means voltage across inductance and voltage across capacitance. So voltage across inductance will be greater than voltage across capacitance. So how you can draw the phasor diagram for it? See, as VL is greater than VC, you have to show the VL ray greater than the VC ray. Now see, in this case you have to consider VR on the x-axis, and you have to make VL and VC on the y-axis. So VR is in phase with the current. Okay, we are knowing the AC circuit through pure resistance. Okay, in that we have learned that in resistance what is there? Current and voltage are in phase. So that's why we are drawing such. Okay, in the previous also you can consider this. Then in VL is greater than VC. So as VL is above the phase. Okay, so you have to draw it above and you have to write lagging for it, as we are talking about inductive circuit. And below you have to draw VC, comparatively short you have to make it, as VL is greater than VC, and you have to write it as leading. And with the help of this phasor diagram you can draw this one, as we have VR on the bottom you can write, and VL minus VC. Remember why VL minus VC? Because VL is greater than VC, so here you will write VL minus VC. Similarly, in the case which we will see VC greater than VL, we will write VC minus VL. Okay, so the resultant will be your V. This is your phasor diagram. Then we have voltage triangle. With the help of this only you can make. Okay, now I think you know the idea how you have to make the voltage triangle. So you will write VR, which is equal to IR in the base, and you will take VL minus VC, and its formula will be equal to I into XL minus XC. Okay, then in your hypotenuse you have to write the supplied voltage, that is V is equal to IZ. Now here simply again, as it is a voltage triangle, you have to use Pythagoras theorem. So V will be equal to under root of VR square plus VL minus VC the whole square. Okay, now what is VR? I square IR square. Okay, means VR is I into R, but if we square them we will get I square into R square, plus we will take I square common, as VL is I into XL and VC is I into XC, and their square is there, we will write in short as we will take I square in the common and XL minus XC the whole square. Now from the whole we will take I common outside the square root, and we will get I under root of R square plus XL minus XC the whole square. Now here you can see V is equal to I, right? So you can take I to the left hand side and you will get V by I, and V by I is nothing but Z, that is impedance. So you can write Z is equal to under root of R square plus XL minus XC the whole square. Okay, with the help of this you can write phi is equal to tan inverse XL minus XC upon R. So this was your voltage triangle. Now let us go to impedance triangle. So what is impedance triangle? What is the idea for it? Now you can explain others also, right? So you just have to draw the same, that is the voltage triangle, but just you have to divide by either equations. Okay, so you can write V by I equal to Z in this case, and here XL minus XC, XL minus XC, okay, equal to L minus VC upon L you can write, and here VR upon I equal to R. So this will be your impedance triangle. So this here your first case over, that is your XL greater than XC. What all points you have to cover in this? Phasor diagram, voltage triangle and impedance triangle. Only 3 things. Okay, I hope you are clear. Now in second case the same thing you have to do, but here what is there? XL is less than XC, or you can say XC is greater than XL. So here the phasor diagram will show you. See, just you have to write and you have to draw VC greater this time. Okay, here I think they are looking same, but you have to draw VC ray greater than the VL one, otherwise this phasor diagram is same. And as I told you, in capacitive the things are on the bottom side, negative side. So just you have to see the phasor diagram and you have to draw, and as I told you, you have to write VC minus VL over here. Okay, and this will be your resultant voltage. Then voltage triangle will be this. See, refer this one phasor diagram. You will be drawing this one, that is VR is equal to IR. Okay, write the formula. VR is equal to IR, and here on the right side your VC minus VL will come, which is equal to I into XC minus XL, and your resultant voltage will become your hypotenuse this time, which will equal to V equal to IZ. Okay, your voltage triangle is also over, and now your impedance triangle you have to just divide by I. Okay, so you will get this type of diagram. I hope you are very clear. Now the last one, that is XL equal to XC. It is very simple, as this time XL equal to XC. So what is the formula for impedance? Z equal to under root of R square plus XC minus XL the whole square. Now in this case XC is equal to XL, so that part will become 0. So Z will be equal to under root of R square, so that means Z is equal to R. So now you will understand better that why I wrote V is equal to IR as V equal to XL, or V is equal to IZ. Okay, IZ. Why I have written IZ over here that time? Because Z is equal to R in this case. Okay, just remember this part, and you can write this phi, that is equal to tan inverse XC minus XL upon R, and in this case this is the phasor diagram, and only the phasor diagram is expected. No voltage and impedance triangle are there in third case. Okay, so here you have to make equal VL and VC in this case. Okay, so this was your 3 cases. I hope you understood the 3 cases: XL greater than XC, XC greater than XL, and XL equal to XC. These 3 cases cases you have to cover with the circuit diagram which we have made in first, if the question is for series RLC circuit. Okay, if the question is for less marks, that is 4 to 5 marks, they can ask you any of the case. Okay, any case you can, so in that time you have to write that case only, but circuit diagram is must. Then we have power supplied by RLC. See, this is also a part in RLC. After the 3 cases you have to write this. So what will be the power supplied by RLC? We know what is power average of resistance, power average of inductance, and power average of capacitance. This is completely related with our part 1 video. Okay, still I am telling you, if you have not seen that video, please go and refer that. Otherwise in this you will be getting confused. So what is the power average in resistance? Resistive circuit, it is I into VR. Okay, and P average in inductance and P average capacitor are 0. So we will not consider them. And cos phi is equal to VR upon V. So again the same, we will get P average is equal to VI cos phi watt. Okay, so this will be again the active power for us. Now here this is the power triangle for XL greater than XC and XL less than XC. So how you can make power triangle? Similar as we have made for series RL circuit, the same is for the XL greater than XC, and for series RC circuit which we have made, it is for XL less than XC. If you have understood the concept very easily from first to now, you will getting this concept very easy. Okay, so this is your power triangle. Now this was only the topic for series RLC circuit. Now let us see one numerical on this. Now this is a numerical, again it will be a PYQ. So here this is a series RLC circuit, has resistance of 50 ohm, inductance of 0.5 Henry and capacitance of 50 microfarad connected in series across single phase 230 volt 50 Hz supply. We have to calculate 4 things over here, that is current drawn by circuit, power factor, active reactive power, then phasor diagram we have to make. Okay, so here I have written the given, and the first is the current. So what is current? V upon Z. Remember, V upon Z. So for finding Z we have to know, see, whenever you are solving this RLC circuit type of numerical, you have to first of all, the first thing you have to do is you have to find out XL and XC. Why you have to find XL and XC first? Because from that you will get to know which one is greater. From the value you will get to know XL is greater or XC is greater, and from that concept you can write the formula. Now we all better know the formula of XL and XC, that is 2 pi FL and 1 upon 2 pi FL. Here C is there, remember. So XL will become 31.42 ohms and XC is 63.66 ohm. So here with the help of unit we all understood what is greater. Now this time XC is greater than XL. So now we will use this formula in case for finding the impedance, that is under root of R square plus XC minus XL the whole square. If XL will be greater than XC, we will write XL minus XC in that place. Okay, just by putting values we will get impedance as 59.5, and now we will substitute in the current equation and we will get 230, that is voltage, upon 59.5, that is impedance, and we will get current as 3.865 ampere. Okay, then second thing, power factor. Power factor is R by Z, so just you will get 0.84, and you can also remove phi from this because further we need it for active and reactive power. So you can make it phi equal to cos inverse of 0.84, that is 32.85. Then active power is there, VI cos phi, you will get the value. Then reactive power you will get the value, and this is the phasor diagram which you have to make, in which you have to write V in the base and I and phi. See, this phi you have to measure. If you measure and draw, it will be very accurate. Okay, so this will be your phasor diagram. Just mention all the values and your numerical is over. Okay, I hope you understood this. And here we are towards the end of the unit, that is resonance in RLC circuit. Again the very important part of this unit. So what is resonance in RLC circuit? When this resonance takes place? When XL equal to XC, then we can say resonance has taken place in RLC circuit, and the frequency at which the resonance is happening is known as resonant frequency. Okay, some of the times the definition for resonant frequency is asked. At last I will tell you what all the definitions are important. Okay, So here you have to write this definition, that is the frequency at which resonance is happening is known as resonant frequency. Now you have to take the condition. Now we are deriving the resonant frequency. Here XL equal to XC is the condition for resonance. Then we have to write 2 pi FL, which is the formula for XL. Just F you have to write FR, which is denoting resonant frequency, nothing else, okay, which is equal to 1 upon 2 pi FC. Now you will take FR on the left hand side and other things on the right. You will get FR square, that is resonant frequency the whole square, equal to 1 upon 4 pi square LC, and just by taking the square you will get FR is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root LC. So this is your equation for resonant frequency. So if the definition is asked, you have to mention the formula and unit also, okay, then only you will get the full marks of that definition, otherwise half marks will be deducted. Now what you have to do, see what is omega. Omega is 2 pi f. Now here we are writing for resonance, so we will write omega r is equal to 2 pi fr. It is not the other thing. So here this is there, so what we will write, see on the right corner I have written omega upon 2 pi will be the resonant frequency. Just equate this with the equation number 1. 2 pi will get cancelled, and what you will get this, that is omega r equal to 1 upon under root LC. This is omega r. Now you can make this phasor diagram. Remember VL and VC you have to show them equal, otherwise it is same. We have explained this in the last part only, okay. So this will be your phasor diagram for it. Now you have to remove current at resonance. So at current at resonance will be I equal to V by Z, but we have derived that in XL equal to XC. Z is equal to R, okay. So just substitute Z is equal to R and you will get V upon R, and here Z is why R we have taken, I have explained here the same thing. XL minus XC, XL and XC are equal over here, so that part will become 0 and we will get Z equal to R, so that only we have substituted in current. So remember, in resonance circuit current is maximum, okay. The other thing, the voltage and current equations are there, and the last one which we have to remember, that is power factor cos phi, that is R by Z. Remember here R by Z is the formula for cos phi, but Z is equal to R, so R and R will get 1. So here cos phi is equal to 1. Now I have told you what is the range of cos phi. It is minus 1 to 1. So what here, as it is 1, so it is maximum. So in numericals also, if the question is for resonance RLC circuit, you don't have to calculate cos phi, because we know by the derivation cos phi is equal to 1, and it is always 1 in resonance RLC circuit, okay. So also remember that power factor is also maximum in this, and this one, that is the graph, don't you can consider this one also, but this one is more accurate. This is the last part for resonance type, okay, resonance RLC. This graph is asked, okay. So this you have to write at the end, or you have to draw, where you can write the reactance and see XL is there, which is steadily increasing, and you can see XC is there, which is again increasing, but it is increasing in the negative side, okay. So you have to show this difference, and wherever they are meeting, that is nothing but the resonance frequency. And what is resonance frequency? XL equal to XC. So just you have to show this in your graph, okay. It is very simple. Just remember, see on the left side it is capacitive and on the right side it is inductive. We do mistake, we interchange, we write inductive on left side and capacitive on right side. So remember, by alphabetical order only, while C comes first, so you have to write capacitive on the left side, okay. Learn things by trick, you will be remembering it easily, okay. So this was your resonance circuit in RLC, okay. Now we have this numerical which was asked for 6 marks. Again it was PYQ. So here we have a numerical, as a coil of 15 millihenry is connected in series with 25 ohm resistance and capacitor across 230 volt 50 hertz supply. Find value of capacitor so that circuit draws maximum current. What will be the power factor and power consumed? Now I will like you to stop the video now and try to do this numerical by your own only, okay. The same formulas are there, and the new formulas you can refer from the RLC circuit derivation. So I will like you to do this numerical, okay. Otherwise the solution I have given over here. What is the only concept here? XC you have to write the formula as 1 upon 2 pi FC, and as here it is not given as resonance, but as here what is given, current draws maximum. So you have to consider it as resonance circuit. Anytime current is maximum, power factor is maximum, that numerical is for your resonance RLC circuit. So you have to write the condition for resonance RLC, that is XL equal to XC, and equating both the formulas, and just refer this solution, you will get the concept very easily. Okay, and see, I have told you, you don't have to remove power factor at all, because you have to write it one by the derivation. And this is your power consumed, it is V into I is V by R, so you can write V square upon R, and you will get 2116 watt. So that was the numerical. Now here the last part is your some parts like bandwidth and some definitions are there which are very important. So you have to you don't have to skip this topic, I will say. So what is bandwidth? First of all, see, bandwidth is defined as the difference between frequencies at which circuit power reduces to 50% of maximum power. If we don't understand the definition, leave it. See, what is it? It is just F2 minus F1 hertz. In that graph you can see I have made maximum power, then maximum current, and the other one is PM upon 2, that is maximum power upon 2, halfway we have cut. Then we have made 3 columns in which the first one is for F1, and the middle one is your resonant frequency, and the last is your F2. So this distance, you can say bandwidth, it is F2 minus F1 hertz. So this is nothing but your bandwidth. Again, this is again a very important definition in which it is asked, and here you have to mention the formula and unit also. So what is the definition? It is defined as difference between frequencies at which circuit power reduces to 50%. Again, F2 minus F1, it will come 50% of the maximum power. So this is your bandwidth. Now other important definition is your quality factor. Here we have including this, we have 3 definitions further, okay, which are very important. So here quality factor is there, which is denoted by Q, and its definition is that it is the voltage magnification in RLC circuit at the resonance. No option, you have to understand and you have to learn the definition and the formula. Okay, so what is the quality factor? It is denoted by Q, and it is the voltage magnification in RLC circuit at the resonance. And how you can write its formula? It is voltage across L or C upon the total supply voltage. So here we will find out what is the voltage across L or C, and we will put it in the equation, and we will find out what is voltage or quality factor. So at the time of resonance, we all know XL equal to XC, and as XL equal to XC, VL equal to VC. Now what is the formula for VL? I am XL. Same, V is equal to IX. Okay, that formula IXL, we have to refer that formula. So VL is equal to IMXL, and here what is XL? Omega into L in the case of inductance. So that is your VL, which is equal to Im omega R L. Just put it in this equation of voltage magnification, we will get Im omega R L upon V. And what now? Just you have to substitute the individual values. Now what is Im? It is maximum current. We all know what is the maximum current. It is V by R. Okay, so just remember V by R. And what is omega R? Resonance. Okay, in the resonance we have studied this. It is 1 upon under root of LC, and L you have to write as in the form of under root L and under root L, and V is as it is. And here you can see in the second line all under root LC, under root L will get cancelled, VV will get cancelled, and finally we will get the quality factor as 1 upon R under root of L by C. If just definition is asked, you can write the definition as it is the voltage magnification in RLC circuit due to resonance, and you can directly write this formula as Q is equal to 1 upon R under root of L by C. Remember these formulas I am saying again and again, because either definition or they will come in your numerical. So anyways you have to learn these. Okay, then what is the relation between bandwidth and quality factor? Sometimes this numerical is also asked. So what is bandwidth? It is resonance frequency upon the quality factor. This is the relation between, remember. Then the very important, now your admittance is there. Okay, this is again the very important definition. The all definition part I have kept on the last of this unit, so you will be getting this in the fresh mind. Okay, what is admittance? Admittance is denoted by Y, remember, and it is very simple for remembering as it is the reciprocal of impedance. Okay, just remember, and its definition is also the same. It is defined as the reciprocal of impedance. Now as it is reciprocal, we can write Y is equal to 1 by Z, and its unit will be 1 upon ohm, or we can write Siemens or mho. Okay, then you can draw this as Z1, Z2, Z3 in parallel. Okay, and I1, I2, I3, this is there. But still I like to say you that just you have to remember the definition and formula, because definition is only ours. Otherwise this is the parallel one concept for 3, and you can write I is equal to V by Z. So just you have to add, like in what we do in the parallel one or series one, you can take. So I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3, just substitute them and you will get that Y is equal to, that is admittance is equal to Y1 plus Y2 plus Y3. And this is the final diagram or graph, you can say, for you can write this for this circuit. So you can write in, and you can draw y1, y2, y3 in the series format. So y1, y2, y3 I have written in the series circuit. Okay, for two impedance connected in parallel, you can make this type of circuit, and here you can write I1 is equal to IT into Z2 upon Z1 plus Z2. Remember, when we are talking about I1, you have to consider Z2 in the numerator, and here I2, here on right hand side you have to consider Z1. Okay, but still what is important? Definition and this formula, which is y equal to 1 by Z, is important. Then here the another important one, definitions are conductance and susceptance. What is conductance? It is G, and susceptance it is B. So what is it? C. You have to consider the first equation, that is Z is equal to R plus minus JX, like this. Okay, plus minus indicates inductance and capacitance both. So what is Y? It is admittance, it is 1 upon Z. So we will write 1 upon R plus minus JX, and we will multiply and divide it by the its conjugate. We have learnt it. So what is it? It will become R minus plus JX, as we are taking the conjugate upon R minus plus JX. What we will get? We will get R minus plus JX upon R square plus X square, which will be equal to, what is R square plus X square? It is Z square. And we will just separate it. We will get R by Z square minus plus JX upon Z square. Now this R by Z square part is your conductance, and X leaves J, it is the complex part. Here X upon Z square along with the J is called your susceptance. Okay, simply. So this is your conductance. What is conductance? It is denoted by G, and its formula will be R by Z square. I hope you understood. And here its unit is Siemens, and with the help of formula only you have to derive it, that it is a ratio of resistance to the square of impedance, and susceptance is your this part, that is X upon Z square. So you can write, and it is denoted by B. Remember, X upon Z square Siemens. And what you can write? It is the ratio of X is your reactance upon Z is Z square, that is square of impedance. That is your susceptance. Okay, these were the very important definitions. Okay, here I have written them in the rectangular form and polar form. Then here this is the admittance triangle. Sometimes along with the definition and formula of admittance, here admittance triangle is asked to you. So for inductance BL, negative is there, and for capacitance BC, positive is there. You can point out the difference. This is very simple. Just what you have to remember, BL is downwards and BC is upwards. Otherwise Y is the hypotenuse in both the cases. Okay, and GG, here Y is your admittance, G is your conductance, and here BL and BC are for inductance and capacitance. Okay, what is B here? Susceptance. So this is again the whole triangle which is showing the relationship between admittance, conductance and susceptance. So that was all the theory part of this unit, and here you can consider that your unit is over. But stop, we are going to solve one last numerical on this, which will clear all your doubts, and you will getting all the formulas clear again, refreshing in your mind, and we will conclude with the chapter. Okay, so here what is the question? See, RL circuit when supplied 180 volt 50 hertz AC voltage, the voltage drop across the inductance is 150 volt, the current drawn by the circuit is 5 ampere. Calculate inductive reactance, that means XL, then inductance L, resistance R, then voltage across R, power factor cos phi, and the phasor diagram. Okay, okay, now I hope that you will do this numerical on your own, and then you will check the solution whether your answer is right or not. I'll explain the formulas. XL again, omega L 2 pi FL is there, and XL you can find it out by VL upon I. Okay, then just by putting you will get L, that is your inductance, and for finding out this, that is resistance, you have to find out Z, which is, means you have to use the formula for impedance. Okay, don't use that I is equal to V by R formula. Remember, people do that mistake and they will get the wrong answer. So here you have to use z is equal to under root of r square plus xl the whole square, this formula, and you have to find out r from here, and Vr is again I into r, you will get this, and power factor cos phi is equal to r by z 0.552. Now here you have to mention that current is lagging after you write the cos phi final answer, and this is your phasor diagram. See, if you have to make more accurate, you use the protractor and draw it as the degree, okay, as much the degree is there. So you can draw this phasor diagram like this, and that's all. So I hope you understood our unit number 3. Very small part I have covered in part 1 video, but that is important part. I have kept it in separate video because it is very important to understand that part, and then only you will be getting the whole unit easier. So I hope you will see that video and see, follow these notes. I will give these notes in the description, and follow this much only in your for your end-sem paper, and you will be getting complete marks for this unit. Further units I will try to give it in one shot. Every SME, physics and all, I will give it in one shot. Just keep supporting and share with your friends. Without your support, I am nothing. Okay, so keep liking the videos, and if you have any doubt, please comment in the comment section. I will reply it as fast as I can, and I hope you will revise it again. If you get any point hard or any point you are not understanding, see, rewind it again. If you are not getting it, comment it, I will explain it to you. Okay, so for today our unit number 3 for BEE is over, and I hope you understood it well. So for the time, like the video and subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching till now.